Well, it is past mid-February, and today what I'm up to is planting out fava beans. So my methodology here is untested for me anyway. And I think I'm kind of off timing too, because typically I think you're supposed to plant your fava beans. I'm not a fava bean guy. I haven't planted them a lot. I did it once many years ago and kind of got some beans and then just never did it again. So this is my first time of doing it again in many years. So only my second time, with many years in between, I should say. So I think the way you're supposed to do this is plant these beans in the ground out in like the late fall, and then they're cold hardy, and then they would sprout and you'd have the beans for early spring. I didn't do that. I didn't get my fava bean seeds until like late December. So in January, I put the seeds in my nursery. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen that I started a basement nursery this year. And so I put them in the basement nursery in these cell trays. I just put the seeds in there and let them go under lights, and they went. And then I moved them out about let's say 4 days ago. I moved them from the basement nursery into the greenhouse, where, I mean, from a weather standpoint, I think they could stay, but they're actually outgrowing these cell trays. And so I'm going to go ahead and plop them in the ground now and see if this works. See if we get any fava beans this season, or if I totally messed up the timing. So that's what I'm doing here. You can watch me do this, or see me in the next segment. Well, everybody, I've been working on the mega potting bench here, so I'll give you kind of a quick update. I'm still got more work to do. You can see behind me here is the sink, and I'll take you in to look at that. I've got a faucet that is from Home Depot there, and it is hooked up to the pipe, but with the freezing rain that we had, the snow and the freezing here in Portland, I had a couple of the outdoor pipes that the fixtures on them broke because I didn't do a good job of clearing my pipes for winter like I should have. So I need to fix those before I can actually run the water through here and test this. But I'll give you a close-up inside of the feed tank there. I put a drain in there, as you'll see, and I put some plumber's putty and kind of banged the drain out so that it would kind of angle downward, and then put the drain in. But I'm not sure it's really set. I don't quite know what I'm doing on that, so I either may need more plumber's putty, or I may just give up on that and just use kind of a silicone sealant to put that in. But anyway, it's pretty low tech. I mean, the design is that underneath the sink will be kind of just a tub that would catch the water, and then I could fill up watering cans from that to recycle the water out into the garden. Meanwhile, over here on this side, I'm still kind of working on how this works, but so what I've done is put these in so that this countertop back here is actually removable, and so these planks can be taken up, and then underneath it is hardware cloth, so that I can kind of spread out like harvested veggies to dry after they've been washed, kind of thing, or just if I'm potting here, then the dirt would just fall through it. And so underneath, what I'm going to do is kind of create a shelf system that puts the seed trays underneath that can capture water or soil, potting soil that is fallen through. So I'm still working on that contraption of how do I slide the trays in and out like a drawer. But I've seen other people do it on kind of YouTube, and so I'm feeling good that I can come up with something like that. So that's where I'm at with this project, and hopefully I'll have more progress on it to show you guys all in a week or so. Talk to you later. Hi, I want to give you a quick update on my LED lights from Barina. I think the challenge that I'm having right now is that I don't know exactly what height to have them at, because when I had just kind of the plain fluorescent lights, I knew that I had to get the lights like right on the plants, that they just didn't have enough light otherwise, and you could even touch the plants, and that was just how it was going to go. But as you can see, there's a bunch. These are a bunch of different kinds of brassicas, some cabbages, some kohlrabi, some a bok choy, things of that nature, and they may be getting a little bit leggy because I moved the lights up, but at the same time, when I had the lights like right down on them, I was kind of burning some of the leaves on various plants. And so I think I just have to keep experimenting with it, right? It's like, this is probably too tall, but I don't know what the right height is. I've grown leggy brassicas many times and they've turned out fine in the garden, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, that's the challenge that I'm working with right now, is figuring out what the right distance is for the light to plant. This is a tray of broccoli and cauliflower. It is toward the end of February. These were planted about a week and a half ago, and they're a little bit leggy. What I mean by leggy is you can see the stem is long, and I think it's because if you see in my prior video, I was trying some new LED lights and I couldn't figure out the right distance to have without either burning the plants or creating these kind of leggy starts. But I'm putting them out in the greenhouse now, so they'll have plenty of light going forward. The question, though, will be what will the temperatures do? Because it's still, as we head into March here in Portland, Oregon, it's still going to be kind of below 40 at night. And so I know it won't kill them because I've grown broccoli in these conditions before, but what I don't know is that if they'll really grow all that much. I could put them in the greenhouse and they really just kind of sit for the next few weeks and not do anything if there just is not a reasonable amount of warmth there. So we'll see what happens. I hope there's enough warmth that they can keep growing in the greenhouse, because I have to move them out of the lighted nursery in the basement because I just have run out of room, and I don't have the appetite this year for adding more shelves to the lighted nursery right now. So moving everything out that could survive to the greenhouse for now, and seeing where that gets me.